Hello everyone, I'm just doing a quick video because I was asked how I did the gold edging on the pages to my one of my junk journals, and I'll put a link to that on the screen now. It was a cottage style junk journal and I had used some gold around the edges of the pages, so I just thought I would demonstrate how I do that. And for that particular book I used Inca Gold, and this was given to me quite some time ago by Hazel. Thank you, Hazel. This, after a while, it can get quite dry, but it still works fine. And all I did, this is tea-dyed paper. You can use just plain copy paper, any kind of paper you like. Because once you've tea-dyed it, it's quite soft. What you do is you have a couple of layers of paper. So if your pages are already in your book, you would hold a few pages together. If not, just hold some, you could hold cardstock behind it if you like, but it's just to make it more sturdy as you're doing it. And I'll just zoom in a little bit here so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm just running this, and this is a square paintbrush, a square edge paintbrush. See the square across the top there? It's an old paintbrush. I wouldn't use a great paintbrush for this. And all I did was line my edges up, and I went like this all the way around my pages. And it is very time consuming. See how it's quite dry? The Inca Gold, well, mine is, because it's quite old now. If you wanted, if yours was quite dry too and you found it too dry, because mine got like that after a while. I have a baby butt wipe here. I'll just, okay. I have a baby wipe. You could use an old rag, a damp rag or anything like that. What I do is I put my brush on it and just moisten the edge of my brush a bit, and it helps with the dryness. And I do that. And the reason I do it that way is just to give it a softness, because if I were to paint it, it doesn't give the same effect. It still gives a nice effect, but you end up with more of a straight line, but it doesn't give quite the same effect. That's the painted part there, and that's the the wispiness like that, and that's put on quite hard. When I did my book, I don't think I pressed quite that hard. I just, it was more like this. It just gave a nice gold effects to the edges. So that's how I did it. And I was just curious how doing it that way would be with paint. This is one of my daughter's paints she's just given me to use, because I don't have a lot of paints. So let's just wipe that off a bit as best we can, and I'll just use a little bit of paint. I've just got it on a bag here, sorry, out of shot, and we'll see if that method how that works with gold paint, because not everybody would have the Inca Gold. And I do it irregularly, I turn my brush as I do it, so it's not all the same imprint going along, and that works really well with the gold. It's just not as shimmery. This one's this is the paint on this side, and that is the Inca Gold on the other side. But do you see how I've turned my brush, and it gives it a an aged look. this is probably something you could be doing while you're watching videos or watching a TV show or something like that. But I do like the Inca Gold because it just looks pretty and shimmery, doesn't it? Okay, so I hope that was helpful to those people. There were only a couple of people, but it's nice to sort of show if they ask. So I hope you found that interesting. And there we go. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.